Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. And you already know what's going to happen. You ready? 1, 2, 3. What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Listen, man, the week is moving fast. It's hump day. I like how we did it. I love how we did today. From now on, we're going to do the intro. We're going to do like some weird opening because it makes it look like we messed up. And I think, yo, what is going on, guys? How's everybody doing today?
Yeah,
how's everybody going? How's Denver?
I'm excited. So I arrive in Denver on Friday. I'm going to be a keynote speaker. Pretty excited. I'm pumped, man. Like I love this shit. I love the conventions. That's when, for me personally, I feel like that's when I shine. So like it's a great opportunity to be able to meet people, to catch up, to have some fun. Most importantly, you know, you network, you grow, and you learn, and you see what everybody else is doing. And Eat Denver is huge. It's huge. Have you ever been at all?
I've never been to Denver myself. I've been to America several times, but not Denver.
Okay, cool. What other places have you been?
Like in America or in around the world for the other conferences?
Like conferences. Like I mean, you can say like a conference.
I go Talkin, I go WebEx, I go like Talkin Dubai, and either CC in France.
Okay.
And,
you even said that right. You had the France in there. Look at that. You even pronounced that A right.
Oh, how do you pronounce it?
You said it right. No, you had that.
I said it right.
It was very French of you. That was like very French of you.
It rubbed off on you. Yeah, come to think of it, like thinking of the global map, would it take longer for you to get to America or to France?
Good question.
Not sure. Similar, I think.
We all didn't do that good in geography, I guess.
It's like every time I'm thinking about Asia and America, I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time from Asia to America, right? But then I'm like, oh wait, no, the globe is.
Yeah, and it's actually taking like currently Russia is blocking the flight due to the war thing. So I think all the flightway are distorted from the normal situations. I think it depends on which flight you take.
Okay. So I guess let me see. Let's check this up. Now I need to know this. Like I'm
like, wouldn't you like just fly directly over the ocean from Asia to America?
Are you in Singapore region? Yeah. Like what region are you in, Kai?
I don't want to say that.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
I say Singapore.
Okay, so let's see. We'll say I'll look something up. Let me see. Okay. So let's see.
Well, meanwhile, Denver is like the biggest from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. East Denver is huge. Like if you want to say in terms of like people showing up and like the show out and just like East Denver is definitely the biggest if you ask me.
And you'll probably drink so much you'll gain a couple extra kilograms.
Stop it, man! I just got back in. Listen, I'm back in the gym today. I sent the guys in the team my before pics already. So I'm gonna do 90 days. Like within the next 90 days, I want to just like shred a little bit more. So I'm hoping by June, one last time.
Okay, I think another like before picture, body. Which is after you come back from Denver, because it's gonna look.
I can imagine. All right, let's see. Let's do Rush. All right, France or the U.S. Let's see. It says Singapore is closer to France than the United States. Distance to France, just in case for those that are in that area, 66,665 miles, and then 9,264 miles. Now I know we go by. I mean, I'm not sure. Do you guys do like you say things in kilometers out there and all that? Like everybody else tends to go off a different system than us.
I think only America uses other than kilometer.
Yeah, I'm not the same.
Yeah, I don't know why you decided to use feet for whatever reason.
We live in our own world. Listen, man, we live in our own world.
Yeah.
We use yardage for American football, so there's 3 feet.
Yard, miles.
Yeah. You know how
Quite hard.
we're in our own little world. That
Yards,
being said,
miles, feet, inches, which for whatever reason, what was it? 1 foot is 12 inches, not 10 inches.
Yeah. 1 foot is.
Yeah, we just use meters. Okay, that's all.
To be fair, we do that as well. We use feet, miles, and all that jazz.
And you use stones.
We do use stone as well, yeah.
That's the only thing we don't do is stone. Like somebody, I remember when I was growing up, when I was younger, and I would live in, I lived in the UK. I went to school out there from like, I don't know, I would say like my freshman year for almost sophomore. Okay, well, back and forth, but I went to school. And the interesting thing is when people were saying that, like in the beginning, like, you know, I weigh this much in stone or whatever. And I was like, what the hell? And the funniest shit when I used to go to school there was like everybody would always ask me to say all weird words all the time. So they'd be like, can you say quarter? Can you say water? So all the whole saying like quarter, water, or whatever the hell people would tell me to pronounce, because I guess I have like the New York, the Jersey like kind of area accent. So it was kind of funny. But how is like accents, let's say, for you, Sleazy, where you're from, is how people accents? I know you're originally
I'm not quite. What exactly is the question here?
What in different regions do you guys have accents by you? Is there like certain people where you can pick up accents?
Right. So Spain is very small. It's smaller than most states. I guess for Spanish people it wouldn't be small, but it depends on your frame of reference. We pretty much have a language per each region.
Okay.
There is the Castilian Spanish. Castilian meaning like, Castillo basically means castle.
Okay.
Which is like the Madrid area, like more in the center, because there was a castle, I guess, or something. I'm not too familiar with Spanish history. And then there is South has its own. It depends on the region. Andaluz, that's usually what they call them. Then there is País Vasco. They have the Basque language there. Like they're all similar, but they are still separate languages. Like the most glaring example, I guess, would be Catalan, which is where I am, Catalonia. Barcelona as well.
What about Asia, Kai? Like, I'm sure that's true. Is there like, do you use, I'm sure, like, yeah, accents. Is there like accents? How, like, if you go south in the US, you'll get a crazy Southern accent. And then if you obviously go north or if you go west, like, you can radically tell that once you hear it a couple times, you'll see the difference, like, right away.
You know how especially China has so many dialects.
They do.
A million dialects over there.
So, yeah, I was just say, Kai, do you hear the accents over there in Asia? Can you tell the difference?
I think so. I mean, like, we don't have a like unified accent. I think there are so many accents. Like same as Sleazy, we have like all region has each accents, and some people like learned English overseas, so we're very fluent. Yeah, I think I cannot even know by accents.
Okay. Well, shout out to Raul and shout out to Perry. I see all you guys in the comments, man. We love you guys. I appreciate you tuning in all the time. So today's topic.
Go ahead. Back in university, I don't hear Catalan accents too well. But even within this Catalan language, which is just in the region of Catalonia, there are so many accents as well. Like you move one city to the next city, there's already another accent. Like I don't hear them, but the locals hear them very well. It's like a glaring difference for them. So yeah, it's probably US is the more exceptional part, is the exception here, because you need to actually travel a big distance to notice the accents. But yeah, in Europe it is very different. Like fun fact, German as a language actually did not evolve by itself. The standard German, I mean, Hochdeutsch, what's called. It actually became a thing because all of the regions came together and made one hybrid of all of their languages.
Yeah, the US, so like a lot of people don't notice English. Like, so William, I'm a big history guy. So when William the Conqueror came in 1066 and went into, you know, the United Kingdom, a lot of people don't realize like 150,000 words in English come from French. Also about, you know, gratuitous, a large amount also, obviously, Germanic. You know, you can even tell the difference if you listen to some people speak German. You can kind of pick out the English in the words, like, so to speak. Like, you can hear it. You can hear like certain words, like mine, like, you know what I mean? When someone says like my car is something, like, you know what I mean? There's certain words and phrases and things that people say where you can pick it out and definitely see the similarities. I think there's like 500,000 different words at this point. Obviously, English has like the most words per language, and then Spanish, a couple other languages, they find a way, and that's the beauty. I really like that about certain cultures, and that's why some people are to the point. A lot of people don't know this. Like some cultures are to the point and very a matter of fact, because in their language there's fewer ways to say things, and there's a lot of words that also don't translate to English. So people can. I love when I see this a lot of times in like Chinese calligraphy. Like, you know what I mean? There could be a symbol, or there could be any culture out there, anywhere. And that one symbol can mean 1,000 different things or a deep emotional connection. And I always found that stuff fascinating, but that's a big thing. And I know in the UK, Noodle by You, I mean, you can really tell the difference.
Like, well, you've met Ted, right? Haven't you? Me and Ted, just for Kai to update, we did a live stream, a gaming live stream with my mate Ted. He speaks very posh, like water, glass, all of that. He lives, I'm not even joking, he lives 5 minutes down the road from me, and we sound completely different pretty much. And then it's, especially where I am, you've got Manchester, and then you've got Liverpool Scousers, and there is no accent quite like a Scouse accent anywhere in the world.
Watch any the Beatles, Paddy the Baddy, all those guys.
Yeah, Paddy the Baddy's a good one. Proper
that's a good one.
He laugh, yeah, like stuff like that. Chicken. And you're like, oh, come on, man.
So anyway, but yeah, I love that type of stuff, man.
Yeah, I guess I want to say, in German especially, everyone knows Germans to be very direct. They have this sentence structure that must be always in that exact same way. Like my favorite example is, I want to go home tomorrow. You can say it in several different ways. Tomorrow, I want to go home. Yeah, you can like restructure the words somewhat.
Be backwards. Yeah, Spanish is like that a lot too. Words are backwards.
Specifically in German, there's only one way to say it. It would be, if in morgen nach Hause gehen, I want tomorrow to house go.
No.
Yeah,
so
for those that don't know,
say it.
For those
you cannot say it any other way.
Sleazy, yeah. So for those that don't know, Sleazy he speaks like 1,000 fucking languages. So like, no, he's one of those guys. No,
wow, just a talent.
yeah, he speaks a lot of languages. So and now you can see why he does a lot of our marketing and all the good stuff. But that being said, okay, so for those that are tuned in today, let's get a little bit on what the heck is going on here, right? So there's something called an ACS campaign that's currently running on Sonium. It's pretty cool. You should be checking it out because it's a great opportunity, not only to just get to know the projects a lot better, but to earn in the process and have some fun, right? So the ACS campaign, essentially what it does is it incentivizes users to use A-Star in their dApps or, you know, whatever their application may be it gaming or DeFi, etc. And what ends up happening is you earn ACS points, right? So there's going to be 10 seasons. Each season is 10 days long, and it's going to run for about 100 days. So what's going to happen is when you go on these platforms, you start earning these points. Each platform has its own way that it distributes the points, right? So, for example, in the beginning of the campaign, you know, A-Star Foundation, Sonium, they picked the projects that had points allocated, right? So there's a set amount all together for the 100 days, right? And then they allocate those points to each project to say, you're going to get this much, you're going to get this much, you're going to get this much. And then you guys can distribute those points however you see fit, you know, in order to drive engagement. So you have a leaderboard. Most people develop their own leaderboard. Us at Posse Studios, we made our own leaderboard, really comprehensive. So you could see all the data, everything that you need to see. And then daily, every 24 hours, that is distributed amongst the top 10 and it resets. So those points are distributed, and then that makes a call, you know, that gets sent to the API for ACS, and then they have their big leaderboard. And
this is a bit of a reference. This is how our leaderboard looks like.
Yeah, okay.
This is kind of an easy way to see what's happening. We have 10 seasons and we have 10 days per each season, and we just go with the leaderboard. Yeah, you know, just for you to get a visual representation of what's happening.
No, this is perfect. This is perfect. So yeah, essentially what ends up happening is we, you know, present the leaderboard. You can go in here and basically get everything that you need, all your points, but we'll get there. So overall view is, you know, you can do different things for different projects. Now, there's different ways to earn, right? So this is the key part. Some strategies are worth it, and people don't think like this. So there's a lot of times where you have to take into account gas, you have to take expense, right? Cost of, in business, we call it COA, right? Cost of acquisition. So in this particular instance, you know, you want to understand what you have to do and the actions you have to do to get there. And is it profitable? Does it even make sense? And then also, you know, why we joke around and say, you know, avoid get rich or get rugged. Obviously, the clickbaity title for the day. But that being said, Kai, take it away, because I read your article. It was super cool. I love writing, so like I can really appreciate a good article. I loved what you did and how you set it up. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, thanks for thanks for the praise. First of all, the reason I'm not writing this article through our official account is because it's about the like getting best out of the strategy. So it's kind of like farming is it's kind of tricky for us to like say it ourselves. So I'm using my personal account for this, and why I wrote this is because ACS campaign is quite undervalued currently. I mean, it is distributing so much value and like giving out a lot of reward. I mean, it is not like too
and
much
because you're the biggest
compared...
DeFi nerd I've ever seen.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, guys do not realize this is a huge opportunity.
Yeah,
There's a
this is a
lot of
huge
money being on
opportunity.
the table.
Yeah, and because it is not like giving away like a $15 million, but it gives $5 million is really a lot in 3 months, and
yeah, it is.
perfect opportunity for like small to middle sized people, especially because if there are like multi-million whales, they might find it hard to like loop their whole amount. I mean, the borrowed cap of the sake is 3 million per pool currently. So if you have like multi-million dollars, it would be quite hard for them to loop. But it is perfect for small to medium cap whales to like maximize their earn. So it is a really like fairly distributed and good opportunity for everyone. So and still they're fading away, and because that's because partly it is not well displayed due to its complex structure of like multipliers, especially SM multipliers and platform multipliers, and SM multipliers are multiple, and you have to like strategically thinking. If you just deposit deposit and go, you earn like a quarter of the other people who are depositing it strategically. So you have to think wisely and figure out the best way to earn with your capital. If you have it applies different strategies for those with the large capital or like medium to large capital, or those who have like only a few dollars and still want to farm ACS through like on-chain activities and such things. So there are so many different strategies, and you should find your best place to do it. And what my article is in 3 series, serial article. The first one was about the general ACS campaign, explaining the liquidity ACS and on-chain the discretionary ACS and explaining all the projects. And the second article was about the discretionary ACS specifically, and specifically focusing on the CNG category, so that even small cap users could enjoy Saloon ecosystem projects and still farm a lot of ACS. And a third article, and after releasing those two, I still found out that people don't want to or don't know how to calculate the APR, what they're earning. So
that's a big one. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah,
education is so important, guys. Like I can't stress that enough, man. Education in this space, we need a lot more of that, because I told you I read a study recently across probably like 6 or 7 different studies. People don't know this, but over 80% mind you, the exact number is like 83, 84. This is a high number, guy. It's like actually dangerously and scarily high. 80% of users in DeFi are financially illiterate to financial models. Yeah, to how all these financial models work within Web3, and that's scary, because that means we have a bunch of users that don't know what they're doing. And the highest amount of people that tend to know what they're doing, which people don't realize this, is obviously, founders, degens, like traders and stuff. But even then, like apparently there's a gap between traders and founders that even have a lack of knowledge, which is scary, man. It seems like, this really is the Wild West where people are just kind of gunslinging. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely, especially in finance, information is money. So yeah, education is crucial, and even there's even there are no one teaching you, you should find out the best strategy always in every platform. So so what we were focusing on, we've actually updated our dashboard yesterday to calculate all the APRs you could get in KYO, including fee APR, KYO credit, and discretionary ACS APR, like calculating an APR and liquidity ACS APR. So we're displaying now 4 kinds of APR, and of course we are summing it so that you don't have to calculate yourself. And if you enter the detailed pool page, you even see the real APR you're gonna get when you deposit if you set the range in amount you get. So we calculate everything for you. So yeah, it's now much easier. But still, what people don't find out is that don't know is that you should use multiple projects at once, not just one. And it is designed to incentivize that behavior. So, for example, some might currently the base if you have, for example, I've written this in the article, but if you have USDC,
pull up the article, Sleazy.
You mean the one for today, or which one?
Yeah, the one that Kai wrote.
Yeah, for today.
Which one are you referring to? There are 3.
Let me send you the link in the private chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
One.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I've actually tried like pretty much every project exists in Sonium and deposited my real money in it to calculate the APR and find out the best strategy. And so these 2 are still the best strategies, since Sake and Untitled Bank is the lending platform and has a lot of discretionary points. So the first one would be the Sake looping. Could you scroll down a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Sake looping strategy is currently the best, best and simple strategy when you have USDC or Ethereum or Astra, and any kind of single asset. If you just deposit on Sake and borrow the same asset and you deposit again and repeat that until you cannot do it again. So that is called looping. Then you'll get like a maximum about like 3 to 4 times of your capital. So even Sake cannot display the estimated ACS APR yet, but I'm sure they're gonna find some way. But even if they do, it'll be, for example, displayed as like 5% APR in supply. But you shouldn't think it as 5, but you should multiply it by the leverage. So if you loop till the maximum leverage, it'll be about 3 to 4.
What's the maximum? So what's the maximum that you could do? It's based upon how much you just have to deposit, or is it how much is available in the pool?
Yeah, it depends on both things. I mean, it has a borrow cap, so if it reaches the borrow cap, you cannot borrow again.
Yeah, that's what I was curious what the borrow cap is. Yeah, I was curious what the borrow cap was. Okay.
Yeah, so that is the safety measure for the lending protocol. So
okay.
Yeah, you cannot borrow more than borrow cap.
Okay. So approximately, from your perspective, how many times have you on average looped something?
Yeah, I haven't calculated, but I think my precision is around 3.5 multiplied. I think the maximum multiplier you can calculate it by. This is a bit mathematic, but you see the max LTV, it is 75%. So you 1 minus 0.75 is and you divide it one with that, so that is 4, and that is the maximum multiplier you get when you a theoretical multiplier actually you get when you maximize. So in average you'll get about a 3 to 3.5 multiple if you max average it. And the important thing is that since the lending protocol itself multiplier is 1, if the last loop you borrow and then deposit into the KYO instead of sake, then you'll get the 1.5 multiplier with the last looped asset. So that is the way to maximize the ACS farming. So yeah, that was one strategy: supply, borrow, repeat, and just deposit the last borrowed asset to the KYO in single side. So someone might ask, how can I add in single side in KYO, because it is DEX and you always get pair. But because we have a Uniswap v3, which is concentrated liquidity, you could set your own range. And for example, if I haven't seen the price of Ethereum today, but it was like 2,400, for example. Then if you set your LP range at, for example, $1,000 to $1,500, then you can only add in USDC because it is out of range. And then you could deposit in single side without even Ethereum. So that is how you deposit in single side, deposit in out of range. I mean, this is not actually encouraged in our side, because out of range liquidity is not included in the swap in the active liquidity, and we're not incentivizing our discretionary ACS in our KYO credit in it. But purely in farmers aspect, I mean, if you don't have extra Ethereum to pair with USDC, I'm just saying that there is a way to deposit in single side in KYO and still get the liquidity ACS from the foundation. So it's purely farmers' perspective I'm explaining. So yeah, but that'll be the first strategy, which is the best, but it has a limited cap due to its nature of the borrow cap. So yeah, and it's almost finished. You should hurry up if you want to join that opportunity. And the second one, Untitled Bank. Untitled Bank is not a ordinary like AVE fork lending. It is a more of a Morpho forked lending protocol.
Talk about what that is. Talk a little bit about what that is for a lot of people that don't understand the difference.
It's like it takes a bit of time to actually understand what Untitled Bank does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Untitled Bank is a Morpho fork, not a fork, but it is curated bank. So in Sake, for example, you could directly supply USDC, for example, and borrow Ethereum or any other assets. It is cross collateral is acknowledged, and you could borrow cross collateral. But in Untitled, the pair, like a DEX, a pair is designated. So there are a pool of supply USDC and Astar borrow pool, supply Astar and USDC borrow pool, like that. Everything is paired in supply asset and borrow asset, and you cannot it is not allowed to borrow something not in pair. So for example, you cannot borrow like Ethereum with Astar if it is not listed as a pair, and it has a like separated liquidity pool. I think it'll be much easier if I'm explaining it with the Untitled Bank screen. But yeah, but anyway, the point is that it is not loopable with the same asset. You could supply USDC and borrow USDC, but in Untitled you cannot. You could only supply USDC and borrow Ethereum or borrow Astar or borrow other assets that are in pair, and each pair has a separated limits. So for example, so the example I gave, there is a screenshot. Total supply is like there are still available liquidity about like 157K of the Astar. It is a supply USDC and borrow Astar pool. And then if you do that, loop. I mean, you cannot supply USDC again to multiply your position, but still it gives a lot, quite a lot of APR. The borrow APR itself is 45% itself, so you don't even have to loop to get higher APR. So just supply USDC and borrow APR, and that means you are getting and the deposit that borrowed Astar into KYO in single side, like you did on Sake. So that means I know it is quite complicated, but what happens is that you're not exposed to the Astar price. Even if Astar price goes up or go down, it doesn't matter. Your net value doesn't change, since your net position is just a USDC supply. So that is called delta neutral position, which I really like. You are still earning a lot because Entitled Bank incentivizes USDC supply and incentivizes Astar borrow, which is really high, 45%. And then you've deposited that Astar into KYO again, and Astar has a 2x multiplier, and KYO has a 1.5 multiplier. That means you get 3 times of the value of Astar you borrowed. So it is really capital efficient, and you're getting a lot. So yeah, that's how you calculate the APR, and we've calculated for you on our page. You see the liquidity ACS APR. So when you deposit Astar, you get a 4%. My English is like mumbling now.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm following you quite well, actually. No, you're doing good. Anybody in the comments, guys, for all those out there in the comments, thank you. We are over 100 people, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to shoot those questions in the comments, and we'd be more than happy to get some answers out to you in case you missed something or there's something you didn't understand. Go ahead, bud.
It's like, if you ask somebody from our space if there are anything in crypto other than Bitcoin, you're gonna go on an hour rant. Yeah, that's what's happening with Kai at the moment.
That's good. It's good. It's well needed. This is the stuff that I wished more people talked about. I'm gonna be honest with you, because most of the time, people, it's very boring. It's stuff that you have to end up doing on your own. But when you have cool people to talk about it with, and you ask the right questions, and you understand how it all works, it gives more opportunity to more people. And I think for me personally, that's always what I've always strived for, is to give more opportunities to people. No, but go ahead, Kai. Good stuff.
It's like imagine how much more he could have written if he didn't cut down on the word limit.
on
world words and stuff.
Could you scroll down a bit, a little bit? Yeah, so there's a calculation. I've written it in long sentences, but in short, the action plan is to just supply USDC on the Entitled Bank and borrow Astar, and they even batch the transaction into one transaction. You could supply USDC and borrow Astar in one transaction at the same time, and then deposit that into the KYO in single side. You could deposit Astar in any Astar pair, but I've just shown it as an example of the Astar USDC pair. So that's all. Only 3 transactions probably, other than approval, and you get about 70% APR with your USDC, and you're not exposed to any kind of volatility. So that's how you farm ACS in high APR. And I know all the yield opportunities on chain currently going on. For example, like Barrett chain, they have infrared and a Honey Hub. And there are ZK Sync, ZK Ignite is going on, and there are many other like Aptos, Sui, and Story Protocol, and Kaya, and many other chains are distributing rewards, and I know all of them, but I could ensure that this is the best opportunity you get as an yield farmer, and to maximize the capital efficiency. And I think it is quite time limited, because if more people bring their money into Sonium and start depositing, the APR might get lower. So be early and get more APR when you could. And it's pretty good.
Good stuff.
So thanks. So third strategy is KYO itself.
Difficulty?
Sour means it means it's my favorite.
I love it.
Yeah.
Listen, baby, I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I explained about the single site strategy only here to simplify the process, but actually in KYO, the due to the market volatility situation yesterday, I mean, it was bleeding market, and every liquidity on every DEX got out of range and is quite thin now. So that means it's a good opportunity for new LPers. The APR is really high, crazy actually, and if you pair it and put it in the adequate range within in range liquidity, you get a lot. You get like some pairs even provide like over 1,000% liquidity, and even if you deposit in like plus minus like 10% range, it still gives over 100% for whole total deposit value. And on top of that, we concentrated our code credit into this active liquidity, and we give out our discretionary ACS APR to these active liquidities. So it'll be a good opportunity to farm ACS and Q credit ones, and I really recommend it. It'd be a little biased, but I'm telling the truth, it's a good opportunity.
No, by all means. Honestly,
Yeah, so-
listen, I'm all in favor for it. If it's something that, listen, man, the truth is the truth. Speak it. Like,
Yeah,
you know, at the
of
end of
course.
the day, if this is something that people can grab value from, it's not a
Yeah.
shill, it's knowledge. It's, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely. And if you according to your risk appetite, you could choose like correlated pairs like LST pairs or stable pairs, or you could pair in volatile pairs like Ethereum USDC or Astro USDC, Astro Ethereum. It all gives a good value, and we even have a BTC liquidity like Solve Protocol and Rep BTC. So yeah, pretty a lot of options. And hope you have more tokens in the future on the Sanium. Yeah, so these are like liquidity opportunities I've found in Sonium. I'm sure there are several other like good opportunities if you have liquidity, and probably spreading out into like several protocols would be a good idea. For example, Super Bowl also gives you ACS point for the USDC deposit, even though it is kept kept for like 1% of the total. Some other like protocols also gets USDC deposits and Ethereum deposits. Like SynStation is also giving out 2 volumes and deposits, I think. So yeah, there are quite a lot of opportunities, and the important thing is to know each protocol and find out how they are giving out their discretionary ACS, and find the best strategy to interweave those several protocols and get multiple farmings, including the points and discretionary ACS and everything to maximize. And if there are opportunity to like leverage or looping, then it maximizes your capital a lot. So
What is the difference between leverage and looping? I didn't go deep enough to understand this.
Yeah, same meaning. I'm just it is same meaning. Yeah, I just say sometimes looping. I say leverage because in here, like as a liquidity, you're not using perp or margins, so leverage is basically looping. So yeah, basically the same thing. Yeah, right. I think that's pretty much everything.
Is that so? So these are the DeFi ones, right? So you kind of
right.
plug into. Okay, excellent. I want to make sure, because I know there's a bunch of ones that are, some are DeFi, some are not. I just wanted to get.
So I've written 95 stuff in previous article at the ICS
Let's bring that up. up. Yeah, send that article.
Sure.
Yeah, I have it. One second.
Yeah, I think it'll be better like for you to explain CNG sectors if you are at the CNG sector. And
you know, I always feel like I like being able to talk about, like, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm old school with it, but I feel like when we do our shows and we do stuff, like, it's so easy for you to turn something into, like, for me, the opportunity to show something or talk about it. And I feel like that kind of ruins the content for me, the authenticity. Like, authenticity it to me is really important. But like you said earlier, education is important as well, and people getting informed. We do got a bunch of cool things, but I like to let them speak for themselves. Like, we're constantly streaming 5 days a week. We're doing all these things. If people check it out, then they check it out. But yeah, we could talk about it. Sure, I'll talk a little bit about it because we got a bunch of stuff that's going on right now. I want to read your article first. Let's see who's up first. Is this not the right one?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are not in any particular order, right? So these I know.
Yeah, I've just written it
Okay, cool. So
you included KYO in both part 1 DeFi and part 2 non-DeFi.
Of course.
That looks kind of biased.
I'm biased.
I'm super biased.
All right, let me see.
And like a number 1 as well, and difficulty easy.
But the reason I've included KYO there is because there are several exchange sectors, and some requires specifically Astras, and some requires USDC, and some requires Ethereum, and you have to switch this assets. You're gonna need a swap, so that's why I put that in the first. Yeah.
Where's Article 2? All right, so Article 1 is pinned. Article 2.
Yeah, that is Article 2.
Oh, I got it. I found it. Part 2. Okay, cool. So part 2, obviously KYO up there. You guys are the man. Difficulty easy. So we have Arcada. I think it's how you say. Is it Arcada or Arcada?
No idea.
I don't know.
So
we haven't spoken.
You're American.
Live, so.
I know, right? I know. So bad. So I'm gonna say Arcada. So Arcada sounds right to me. We're gonna go with Arcada. I apologize, guys, if it's wrong. So Arcada is a quest platform, also serves as a protocol in the CNG category, distributing ACS. Since various Sonium projects quests are listed, as you complete Arcada's quest, you naturally receive not only Arcada's points, but also ACS points from each project. So basically, you can go through all their different quests that they have here, which is pretty cool. Another one is Biru. Biru is another marketplace like ourselves where you can distribute stars for minting. So that's how they allocate their ACS points. Basically, they have a bunch of stars. You can do actions like minting. And then if you do non-pay, like for example, if it's a free mint, it's kind of really, really hard to get. That's the only thing I noticed about it. It's really hard to get on that leaderboard. If you're doing free, you have to do more of like the paid mints. But if you get on there, that's one way that you do it. Derby race is awesome. It's more medium difficulty. So basically, a derby, you can open boxes daily using easy obtainable in-game gold to receive random rewards. Keep in mind there are limits on winning amounts, and you can win in-game items instead of ACS. It's best to think of it as a bonus while enjoying the game. Also, by the way, as I'm reading these, shout out and kudos to Kai for just I know you're here, Kai, but for doing the deep dive in the research, man. That's awesome. No problem, man. Credit where it's due. So Super Vol, difficulty easy, ACS points criteria. So Super Vol is a platform that simplified options up versus down and awards ACS for trading and deposits. The easiest way to earn points is to click the $100 price shown in the Degen mode. This way you can recover your principal at very high profitability and accumulating trading volume. Then you have SynStation. SynStation is a prediction market. All the ACS is distributed based on betting volume. And since there are currently no short-term betting options, you can create volume by buying and selling the same items. Feel free to try betting if it's something that you like, not financial advice. And then on to Posse Studios, obviously us. I'm gonna be a little biased here, like
Kai, man. Why are we number 6?
A little biased. It's
actually,
not
I didn't list up these Excel. I've just got an Excel from someone else and just followed that order.
So I'm a little biased on this, obviously, but let's keep it kosher.
I mean, right here it's all factual, I would say.
Yeah. So here's the thing. The one thing about our campaign is we dug deep into how all the other ones are working. We were saying what are the different ways that people can earn these points and how it could work and what can we do to maximize that for users, right? Because sometimes it makes it hard for them. There's a lot of barriers to entry, and then you have to think about gas and all that stuff. So we actually have something else. I'm going to drop some alpha today. The current way that you can earn these points is you go on there and you can buy things. So if you buy them, if you sell them, if you list them, you get points, right? And we allocate about 136,000 points a day, right? Every 24 hours there's a cent. But if you don't meet the criteria, we have a really in-depth leaderboard. It's very comprehensive. Shout out to our CTO, Nick, who worked with the team on this. And essentially the idea is you can even see whether it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So tier 1, those that are in the top 10 will get 50% of that allocation, right? So tier 2 will get a smaller percentage of that allocation. Tier 3 will get a smaller, and tier 4, which is anything, smaller leftover tiers, gets about 5%. I think that is. So the key here with us, which I'm pretty excited about, is it doesn't matter as long as you're constantly putting in the effort and you're buying or selling your listing and you're doing all the actions, you'll continue to earn those points. But there's an unallocated portion every single day, and this is where the alpha comes in. There's an unallocated portion of those points every day because people may not make the criteria to be, let's say, on the leaderboard. They didn't actually meet that. And to incentivize even further, what we're doing is we're going to be launching an NFT collection. Really excited about this because it's really cool. Essentially, the idea behind the NFT collection is there's going to be 3 badges. There's going to be a gunslinger badge, an outlaw badge, and a sheriff badge. There's going to be 1,000, right? So there's 900 outlaw badges. There's going to be 90 gunslinger badges and only 10 sheriff badges. And they're allocated randomly, obviously, like while minting. It's a fair, mint. It's just going to be completely allocated. So you draw, it's like a pack of cards, like Pokemon. What you open is kind of what you get, right? So the price is going to be about, I think, around somewhere like $10 in Astar. So it's about 250 Astar at the time of lease that we did it. So it's 1 per wallet, right? You can only mint 1 per wallet. We don't want to have a situation. Unfortunately, there was a situation over at Sonova where they were launching NFTs and then more than 300 ended up, there's supposed to be only 300 and then a bunch more ended up getting minted, and it turned into like a botting situation where all of the mints were literally held by like 12 people. So we didn't want that to happen. So we were kind of really detailed in how we're going to write this contract out and how this is going to be. So the idea is essentially 1 per wallet. So the bronze, now mind you, this is all based upon the unallocated portion at the end of the season. This is pretty cool. So the bronze, it gets 0.05% of the unallocated ACS points at the end of each season. The silver gets about 0.33% of the unallocated ACS points at the end of each season. The golden, the sheriff badge, gets about 2.5% of the unallocated ACS points at the end of each season. So all the badges and holders will receive an airdrop. This is where I know you guys go crazy. All those that have badges will receive an airdrop of allocated West token following our TGE event. So for those that are holders of these, you will get an airdrop. So not only you're earning 3 ways on our platform. Not only are you earning by just buying, selling, listing, and getting your points every day, you hold the NFT. Now you're getting a portion of the unallocated points on top of getting an airdrop. Like, I mean, we're throwing the bone at everyone. You can't get, we threw the whole house at you basically. So, I mean, the farmers at this point, they do what they do. That being said, the minting. So users can mint directly on Eldorado during the campaign. Each badge minted equals ACS points. Trading bonus. Buying these badges on secondary. Are you ready, guys? Buying these badges on secondary earns 2 times the posse points for the ACS leaderboard. 2 times. So that's 4 ways. I just gave you 4 now. So if you do the math, and I know Kai's good at math, do your own research, not financial advice. I mean, you're looking at a nice.
Maybe we should make like a calculator for those things.
You're looking at a 4-figure bag, like, you know what I mean. For those that know how to play this game and that understands gas and understands how all this works out, there you go. Like I said, not financial advice. Do your own research, but we really been working on this. We wanted it to be something really, really cool, and we're excited. We're not going to show what the badges look like, but they're really cool. The gunslinger, outlaw, and sheriff. And like I said, yeah, for those that have any questions, by all means, feel free to ask. And
of course, we will do whitelists.
Oh, the whitelist, yes, yep, and the whitelist. So we're going to be doing whitelist allocations.
It will most probably be something to do with our D&D nights. Yeah, so
don't give away too much. Don't you dare give away. Be quiet.
Okay, look, I said probably. Okay, it's not specific.
So those that are tuning into our game nights, those that are tuning into the shows, so we're incentivizing a different metric here at Posse Studios. We want to encourage engagement, right? So liking something, retweeting something, that's cool. But we actually are calculating based upon who are real users. Like we're really privy of bots, and we really go through that to ensure that the quality is the best. So those that are commenting, coming into Discord and commenting and just giving you hints, those that are commenting on the live shows, those that are participating in the D&D shows, those that are participating in the game nights, those that are coming to movie nights, those that go to the town halls that we do, those that are inside, like I said, kind of interacting, the comments is what's going to be key. So we're going to be looking at the comments. We're going to be looking at obviously whether they're real. We have our own scripts that we ran to verify everything. So there is not going to be gaming this. We're all engineers, remember, you know what I mean? So we kind of know how you guys work, man. You can't trick a trickster. But at the end of the day, we're pretty excited about it because we think it's a great opportunity to give points. We just named 5 different ways. So if you stack those, you could see how that can end up turning out. So we're pretty excited about it.
I mean, we had somebody during our D&D session, wasn't it? I forget his name, but he made a meme, was interacting with chat all the time, even posted it out.
He got on the whitelist. He's on the
whitelist. Yeah.
He's on the whitelist for the airdrop.
I've just found it as well. He was actually making fun of us because we all got really confused and lost where we were and just started panicking.
Yeah. We were like, wait, what happened? And he's on the whitelist also. So he got on that whitelist for a couple different things. He got on the whitelist for actually, and there's a couple other people as well that have kind of been engaging. That's the whole point. And I'll be doing live shows, mind you guys. I'm bringing a whole team, like a whole setup. Like I'm going to be doing live shows at ETH Denver. So the whole full setup you see here, I'm literally going to be migrating this to ETH Denver, and then also I'm going to be live showing all day long at the convention, walking around, basically like MTV Unplugged. Like it's going to be a complete wild, chaotic parties. You're going to see the live parties that are going on there after hours. Like I'm really, anybody that watched me at NFT NYC or any of my other conventions knows that we turn up and we get to, we get the community a part of that, which is what I think we're most excited about.
We'll measure Mr. Hustleman's activity by how much weight he gains by the end of it.
Yeah, right. Listen, I love Stella and Guinness, so I'm a Guinness and Stella guy. Guinness was first. But it has to be from the draft. I can't drink that shit from.
I was going to say Guinness has weight behind it.
Yeah, it does. I need it from the draft. I can't do it from the can. I'm Irish, bro. What can you expect? Let me think. So let's see. Irish American. I guess it's weird. It's weird saying it when you're not, that's the one thing about Americans that's weird too. That is very weird when I lived elsewhere. Like I'm American, like, right? At the end of the day, it's weird because my father's from Ireland. So it's like, it's one of those weird things. And I lived in the UK too growing up. So it's like, people always ask you like out here, like there's some people that are like, a multitude of different things. And I imagine it's harder for them. But me, I always said I'm, Irish American. And if you ever come to Boston or New York or any of the areas up, oh my God. Like you can see right away, there's like subcultures. Like in Boston, it's like it's Irish, bro. It's Irish for real. Yeah. It's like Little Ireland. I
know Irish people hate it as well.
Yeah, it's wild. They hate
Irish American.
They hate
shut up.
And wouldn't it be Big Ireland? Because Ireland in itself is small.
Ireland is that's true. It's true. But it's because a lot of Irish people migrated over there. So like all the people over there, like especially when you go to certain, they all have accents. They're all, what I mean? Everybody's like really, they're Irish for real. So, anyway, that being said, that's the way. So we're going to have the badges. You'll be able to do the bronze badge. Once again, there'll be 900 of the bronze. There'll be only 90 of the silver and only 10 of the gold. So, once you get those, not only do you get unallocated points, but you also are going to get 2 times the points for them on secondary. And like you said, guys, you can stack this in like 5 different ways. So, we're hoping we're taking the number 1 spot when it comes to non-DeFi ACS campaign points. We just hit over $1 million, over $1 million in Astar volume. It's been incredible. Thank you so much to everybody. And this is on mainnet, so it's crazy. Like you guys are incredible, man. Like, absolutely love each and every single one of you guys that made this journey so much more fun.
Every season, the amount of ACS points allocated to us gets adjusted. So the more active you are, the more ACS points you'll get because of how much unallocated ACS points we get from the Aster Foundation.
Exactly. And guess what, guys? More alpha. I figured I would drop it. Today could be the day since I'm going to be. I should save this for ETH Denver. Hold up. I got to save this for my show at ETH Denver. Put it to you this way. Some things are coming. A big platform. We've been talking about Yeehaw or AI Engine. We're pretty excited. Just put it to you this way. What this AI engine is going to be able to do, we're really excited, especially for those that are focused on IP. Especially for those focused on IP. You know, if you have characters and you have things that you want to bring to life, Posse Studios is where you're going to go to bring your IP to life. We can promise you that. It's going to be really cool. So we're pretty excited about that. We're going to be launching that with our V2 version of our site. We have a little thing up right now that says "Pardon Our Dust." That is like alpha, that site. That's like barely, it's our alpha mock-up. Like the new site's going to be incredible. The way it's laid out, just the way the data is presented. We built the first indexer on Sony, and we have a complete, or at least for the NFT side of it, our indexer. People can use our API to basically white label their own marketplaces. They can use our indexer for what they want. It's going to be cool. We'll stay tuned for that as well. That's something.
Just to repeat, the first indexer on Sony.
Yeah, I mean, as far as for NFTs and stuff like that, there's also indexers for other things in DeFi and stuff. But yeah, we're pretty excited about this. You know, so I think it's another great opportunity.
Yeah, and of course, just like with our West allocation, we the team don't get any. Like,
oh yeah, by the way,
we'll bite ourselves from the mid page. The mid page.
This is my favorite part about and this is, I tell this to people all the time. This is my favorite part about what we kind of do. We wear our heart on our sleeve, so everything is completely in the open, right? Transparent. Like we're all docs. My name is Christopher Michael Noble. You can look me up anywhere. I worked in corporate America on a whole bunch of different companies and jobs. Everyone on our team, you know what I mean? Like we kind of really are making sure that we're focusing on the quality and, you know, the genuineness of it and the transparency. None of us, there's no allocation for any team members. Never allocation for team members. We just don't do that. It's not something we believe in. It's just like if we want in on something, then we buy it ourselves. And that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? That's just always how we thought. It's always how we've been. Yeah, so we're pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So for those that are interested, feel free to jump into Discord. Let us know. More importantly, Kai put together an incredibly comprehensive guide. Like these 3 articles are really, really good. Please show his profile. Can you bring up his Twitter, please?
Yeah. Wait, it's on the page.
Here, bring it up. He scroll down a little bit too so people can see. I want to see that, but the first article is there. Okay, yeah, it's there. So scroll up. I want him to be able to see his profile too. So for those who don't know, these 3 articles, go and read them, like them, retweet them, follow them. But for those that are more interested in the marketing metrics and helping this man boost his profile, quote comments, number 1, saves and requote tweets. So requote it, tweet his stuff, comment on it, and save. Yes, this is financial advice. This is that's damn right. Kai is the man. Kai is the man.
We're crossing the Rubicon here.
Listen, don't worry. Our legal team won't get kill me because it's not a financial thing. But our legal team, obviously do your own research. But my whole point is like, listen, man, he went deep into detail with this. He worked really hard on this. He put a lot of time and effort into this. This is really quality information, guys. This is the type of like the number one thing that people don't realize. So in business, when founders, corporations, knowledge is power, right? And a lot of people don't understand that people pay for that knowledge. For example, I know somebody who just to see like what was his Tony Robbins on, I paid like $100,000. There's people like I think Grant Cardone and get a meeting with him for an hour is like some crazy shit, like $100,000. And people always ask like, why would you pay so much money to meet somebody and to sit with them for a couple hours or for a day? And it's because of the network, right? It's the network you get access to, but more importantly, it's the knowledge. For the type of knowledge that he did, that's called deep research. Like Morad does this, Zach XPT does this, and this is why they're very successful in their followings, in the way that they've grown. Like not these like knockoff Twitter thread guys that just like, top 5 fucking projects in history that were rugs. And then they go into the history of like, that's interesting entertainment. but knowledge is what really drives, especially algorithms, especially anything, adoption just in general. People want knowledge. So he took the time to research all this, to do it himself. And the most valuable asset in the world is time. It's the one thing that you can't buy, you can't get more of. You can give it away, but you can't get it back. So definitely show him some love. Hard shilling for you, Kai. I'm hard shilling for you.
Thanks.
But no, anytime. And KYO Finance is awesome. We love those guys. I just think that everything that you guys are doing is pretty cool. So excited. And shout out to Saki, shout out to Sonex and all the other homies that are usually on with us as well. I just wanted to make sure that we cover that today. But yeah, I'm saying, Kai, so what are your thoughts? How do you feel?
Yeah, great. I mean, I have more articles to write, more research to do, and more things to build. Yeah, can't wait to find more opportunities.
I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. Sleazy Noodle, do you have any final thought or anything that, what are your thoughts, guys? Closing thoughts.
Well, when we were talking about obviously the minting and the sheriff and the different layers, it kind of reminded me, it was like early day CS:GO, kind of when they brought out the skins. Do you get what I mean? And then look what they built with that and how far that went.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, yeah.
We're experimenting with other things too, like equipable stuff for this and all that. Like I said, I don't want to give too much. I'm going to save some of this stuff for ETH Denver, but I will be speaking at ETH Denver for those that are going to be there, also at an event. So I'll be on a panel. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Are you live streaming the panel?
Of course, come on. Of course, I'm going to live stream that.
Just in case someone else didn't know, or I was just checking.
Listen, I'm excited, man. I love this stuff. I like being able to. I like it to be able to let people vicariously live through us, because there's a lot of people in the world that don't have access to some of the same stuff that we might have, right? So, for example, let's say some people can't afford or can't travel or something. Obviously, us doing what we're able to do, allows us to do that. And for people to be able to see all the things that we're building, people be able to see what, NFT NYC is like, or ETH Denver is like, or Token is like that's important to me, right? I think being able to allow people to vicariously live through your experiences and what you're doing. It's the same reason why Instagram was so big, or TikTok, allows people to see that and to be a part of the journey. So to me, I think that's the best part of it. But yeah, so that's going to be it, guys. I will be there on Friday to Sunday. I'm going to be flying in. You guys know I live out. Yes, I live out in the Princeton area, New Jersey. So, it's about how many hour flight is that? I think it's like 4 hours. I think it's like 3.5, 4 hours. I can't remember, something like that. But but a lot of my friends are going. So, I'm going to be meeting up with some people. And then I got a bunch of investor meetings and all that other fun stuff. So we'll see how everything goes. But other than that, Sleazy, what about you, brother?
Yeah, and I guess just an idea occurred to me. We do have a PC game as well as mobile game coming up later down the line. Of course, right now we're focusing on Yeehaw. There's no reason for us not to include some of those. Yeah, there's no reason for us
not
to.
When is it going live?
Huh?
The Yeehaw, so Yeehaw, that's what I want to announce at ETH Denver. So stay tuned.
Okay.
If you want to know when the AI engine and when all the stuff is coming and going live, feel free to tune in then. I'm also going to be speaking about this. So it's going to be pretty cool, man. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, you know how a lot of DeFi projects are saying we are using AI to boost our something. Yeah, well, maybe we could help with this with Yeehaw.
Yeah, you're going to be able to use basically the idea is it's not just managing your social account. You're going to be able to. We're focusing on Web 2. Put it to you that way. That's the big alpha I'll give you. Web 3 is great, but we're focusing on the way bigger picture. We're trying to help B2B, other businesses, not just consumers. We're bringing IPs to life. We want to breathe life into the IPs. So, you know what I mean? If somebody has IPs and then they want tasks and they want things they want to do and stuff like that, that's what we're going to be really focusing on. So I'm pretty excited about it. Automation is going to be huge. I'm not going to use buzzwords because I think they're stupid. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about automation, right? So it's about having tasks that you need done or want done. It's about, does it add value, right? So if you're putting your time or effort or your hard-earned money into something, like, are you getting the return on that value? For example, the $20 a month that I spend, let's say on, ChatGPT or something, like, I think it's well worth it. If you use Copilot and, as a programmer and, whatever, like, it's worth it for some people, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, pretty excited about that. And more importantly, how it comes into the game. Like, how you're able to use this in gaming is also a big part, because we are a game studio as well. That's kind of like the exciting part about it, right? So you're able to kind of bring your characters that you're building to life. Because for those that don't know, if you're able to put 2 and 2 together, and you've been following us on our journey back in 22, time-stamped, we talked about AI avatars and what we were building there. And the idea is, when you come into Wanted, which is our, metaverse, the open world game, you're able to build your own characters. You're able to build your own assets and level them up. Kind of taking a page out of Epic Games and Fortnite and how that is, where people can build their own worlds within a world within a world. So it's really cool. People will be able to monetize their own lands that they build. We're pretty exciting about that. It's content creation for us. The two biggest things is content creation, and then putting power into the hands of content creators. So allowing them to have the tools and the resources to build the things that they want to build. It takes time. Like, these types of things don't happen overnight. They happen over years. You look at GTA 6 once again. Would I say 12, 13 years to even get till we even got here, and it's still not really, ready. So it's like, it's one of those things where gaming it takes some time, but it's usually well worth the wait.
And now, speaking about gaming, the badges that we're gonna mint, there's always a possibility that we could give a further use to them. For example, it could have some kind of significance in the game. I'm not saying we are going to do it, but maybe if you pester us enough about it, we might consider it.
Sleazy, I love you, Sleazy. Listen, Sleazy's one of a kind to me, man. He's the man. And shout out to you, man, killing it. Sleazy's been working hard, his ass off behind the scenes. A lot of people don't know. Everybody here at the team, we got like 20 some people, but there's some people that just, they're more in the front. Some people are more in the back, and they all matter. So shout out, like, Noodle has really been fucking crushing it on our TikTok account. For those that don't know, like, he's one of our marketing managers as well. And he's been crushing it consistently with the uploads, the video edits. Like, it's cool as shit, man, just to see, this all unfold. And it's because of them. Like, I can come up here and say a couple fancy words, but the reality is, if it wasn't for the dev team, if it wasn't for shout out to Nick, if it wasn't shout out Charlie, KB, Patty, Kevin, Daniel, Nerman, everybody that's out there every single day grinding, you guys are incredible. So until next time, guys, I love you guys. I will see you at ETH Denver. Do I have a show tomorrow? We have
D&D with Sonics.
We have D&D tomorrow with Sonics.
That's tomorrow.
Yep.
Have a good time.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
you know about birds and D&D. Yeah, you're gonna have birds and D&D together.
So Kai, final word with Kai. I want to go out. What are you doing? Why they need to check you out? Let them know about KYO Finance. Let's go.
And tell us about why you love D&D.
Actually, I have 3 questions. Tell them who you are, what KYO, why they need to go check out KYO, and then I want you to tell me if you like pineapple on your pizza or not. That's a mandatory question.
Oh.
You're about to get very polarized here.
Yeah, first things first, I'm Kai, the representative of the KYO Finance. I'm in charge of operation, marketing, and everything else other than product team. And KYO Finance is the representative desk of the Sonium, and we hold the most liquidity on Sonium and providing smooth swaps for everyone. And what we're trying to do is to make the best UX, not only in Sonium, but on all DEXs and all EVM DEXs, so that we could provide smooth experience both for liquidity providers and traders. And in order to do that, we're currently building a new UI UX. It'll be very smooth. And already we are providing one click transaction for everything, so that you don't have to go through like dozens of transactions every time when you're trying to claim your reward, compound your reward, adding liquidity and everything. So everything should be smooth as so that even Web2 users who never used Web3 could easily understand how DEXs work, and they could do it without the barrier. So that's what we're focusing on. And yeah, we're providing API and SDK for ecosystem projects to boost the Sonium ecosystem and move forward together. So that's what we're doing. Currently, we are giving high APR on every pools due to high volume and accrued fees, and due to the liquidity ACS APR. So please check out our pool and check out our swap page and provide some liquidity, do some swaps. And probably everyone now knows that OG batch of Sonium ends tomorrow, is right? It's tomorrow. I don't know, it's today. So it ends today. So you still have some time to make your 45 transactions in Sonium and get a Sonium OG batch till today. So check out and experience everything in Sonium before it's too late. Okay, thanks. And Pineapple, I don't dislike it. What should I say? I don't hate it. I sometimes eat it when it's in front of me, but I never order myself.
Okay, I like it. Thank you.
The answer.
A man after my own heart. A man after my own heart. I can't
We're
stand.
being super politically correct here.
Yes, pineapple on pizza.
Actually, I eat everything. So I eat pineapple pizza, but I don't just order myself.
Good. Well, I'll tell you this. I think pineapples on pizza is a crime. I see people that dip pizza in like. Listen, I've seen some gross shit. I've seen people dip pizza in ketchup, mayonnaise. Yeah,
what's wrong with that? Hold up. No, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
You're one of
tomato
those.
sauce anyway.
Garlic mayo. Oh my god. And
You're one
pizza.
of those. I love you.
Unreal.
Listen, I love you. I love you. Let's hooey. That being said, but anyway, listen, guys, as always, man, great episode. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We have the D&D tomorrow with Sonex, which is going to be really excited. So stay tuned for D&D. You know how we are, man. Weirdos, unks, chumps, and punks, man. That's how we do it, bro. Till next time, love each other, stay out of trouble, have some fun, and DJ on, baby.